Former FBI Director James Comey is facing a little bit of backlash because of what he said earlier today. He thinks that Donald Trump's crimes should be ignored. Oh, well, that's great. Now, in an excerpt from Comey's book, published by The Guardian, which is probably kind of a bad day for this, as Trump supporters have literally stormed the Capitol right now and are facing off against police, the SWAT team, and all that stuff. And this is egged on by the president and his enablers and his supporters. Here's what he said. He said that President-elect Joe Biden's Attorney General, which would, by the way, has also been named today Merrick Garland. So milquetoast, kind of weak, not a person of color, not somebody who has any interest, or not interest, I shouldn't say interest, but not any experience with like civil rights and justice. Comey said that this person should not pursue a criminal investigation of Donald Trump, no matter how compelling the roadmap left by the special counsel Robert Mueller, or how powerful the evidence strewn across his history of porn stars and financial fraud. So no matter how good of a case you have, Comey does have a case of the worst timing. Every single time, terrible timing. Awful. But he says, although those cases might be righteous in a vacuum, the mission of the next Attorney General must be fostering the trust of the American people. I'm sorry, does the rule of law mean nothing to you anymore? I mean, James Comey, what the fuck? This isn't fucking Benghazi, okay? This guy's an actual criminal. Oh, what crimes did he do, you might ask? Well, start with campaign finance violations. The payoffs to Stormy Daniels, for example, to Barry's story before his election, of which his co-conspirator literally spent time in prison for. Okay, that's not enough. You have a tax fraud, right? Inflating your assets, deflating your assets. Your assets when it comes to tax purposes, and then in order to that you inflate them in order to make them look bigger so that you get more access to loans. How about that? Right? How about that? How about trying to interfere in your own election in order to get it nullified by disenfranchising hundreds of thousands of votes based on no evidence whatsoever? How about that? How about that? That call where you were caught red-handed trying to browbeat a Republican, by the way, Secretary of State, into giving you 11,780 votes that you did not earn. What about that? Is that it? What are you talking? It's the perfect call. It's the perfect call. No. Not the perfect call. No, this guy is like shredding the Constitution and using it as toilet paper. All right. And then you've got these assholes that are saying, well, you should only look forward, not backward. Again, Hakeem Jeffries, he actually talked about impeachment. So he said, I'm sorry, but we're only going to look forwards, not backwards. We're not going to do that. Well, right now there's Trump supporters that are violently clashing with police in the Capitol building. They're inside, like they've taken over the DC has been locked down. Congress has been evacuated. The vice president, who Trump is lashing out at, has been evacuated. So come on. And here's the thing: if Democrats, you railed against this guy for years as the worst imaginable person. I know, I was there. I also railed against him because I do think he's the worst imaginable person. And now you've got dipshit James Comey saying, oh, you know what? No matter how good the evidence we have that he's a terrible person and that he's done crimes, well, let's just let him go. It's fine. Crime. Whatever. No, if any Democrat listens to this and actually does it, they should be primaried. 100%. You know why? Because I actually do believe that we should have a government that is held accountable to the people. And look, I know why. They're afraid of Trump supporters. I understand why. Because of what they're doing right now. But I got news for you, James Comey. They're still going to despise you. They are never going to like you. Trump supporters hate you. They do. Trump supporters, you who are hate watching, do you hate Democrats? Do you hate James Comey? Just be honest, right? I know y'all do. Hell, I don't even like most of the Democrats. And I certainly don't like James Comey. So I think I might actually find some agreement there. But like, I'm just saying, like, why would you, as a Democrat, give a shit about what Trump supporters think? I mean, look, unless Trump supporters are on board with making the country better through good policy, all right. But of course, that would make them not Trump supporters. Because, I mean, if you would believe in good policy, then you would come over to the left. Otherwise, I don't give a shit what you think. Guess what? I want to make the material conditions in your life better and the lives of everyone in this country better, even if you're mad about it. And if you are mad about it, I don't care. I'm going to go to bed with a fucking smile. You can count on it. But more bullshit here from Comey. He referenced the 1915 Supreme Court, a Supreme Court ruling from then, arguing that a presidential pardon, so the president can pardon himself, would come across as an admission of guilt, according to The Hill. He said, by pardoning a resigned president, Ford had held Nixon accountable in a way that Trump would not be, even if were he to be pardoned after losing re-election. That might not be enough accountability in Trump's case. Or it may be, especially if local prosecution in New York charges Trump for a legacy of financial fraud. Wait, so, okay, does he actually really believe that Donald Trump, the failed son, who has never faced consequences for anything in his life, anything he has ever done in his life, would now suddenly learn his lesson and become humble? I know. What was it, Suzanne Collins? That made that ridiculous claim. Well, I mean, I didn't vote to impeach Trump because I think he learned his lesson. But he didn't. He didn't learn his lesson. How fucking stupid are you? No, he's never going to learn his lesson. And you know what? You know what this is really about, though? This is about not wanting to hold any president accountable for crimes they committed when they're in office. That's really it. I think that's why Democrats, are not in favor of this. Why become president if you can't do crime? It's why Democrats won't do it. All right. Now, the Southern District of New York, well, they will do it, or they might do it. I mean, they're certainly gearing up for the case, Cyrus Vance Jr. But like when the Southern District of New York goes after Donald Trump, you have Democrats that will, and this is, in 10 years, when President Jake Paul accidentally nukes Ohio because he was on a bender, Donald Trump will be rehabilitated by the same centrist Democrats that rehabilitated George W. Bush. All right. That's what I see happening. Maybe it's my cynicism at work again. I know. I'm way too cynical. But that's what it is. Well, anyway, I've got some reactions here. One person says, James Comey, please stop saying words in public forever. Thanks. Another person adds, you have to hand it to James Comey. He's consistently good at showing up with a completely wrong take at key moments. We are not hugging this out. Crimes have been committed. Another person adds, James Comey is the last person we want to hear from tonight. If Donald Trump has committed crimes, he should be prosecuted. End of story. And then, of course, you have a CNN legal analyst weighing in on this. Agree with Comey that the mission of the next AG should be fostering the trust of the American people. Okay, that makes sense, right? Yes, you should get the trust of the American people. But then she disagrees by saying, the way to do that by utterly ignoring, not even investigating years of potential criminal conduct, is not the way to go. All right? 100%. But again, remember, shitlib politicians can't be trusted. Many themselves, for example, Richard Neal, he wanted to hide his taxes. Why? I don't know. Why would you want to hide your taxes? Interesting. Could it be that the members of the Democratic Party also committed financial crimes and going after a sitting president for potential crime? And this isn't even addressing war crimes, by the way. I actually like Obama as a person, right? Barack Obama. Voted for him twice. Would I nail him for war crimes for all the bombs that he dropped in Yemen? Yep. I might like you, but that doesn't mean you're not a war criminal. I know that's a super unpopular take among Democrats, and I get it, but we do need to stop maybe doing the imperialism that we have. It would be nice if we stopped being an imperialist country and dropping bombs on everybody. If you've seen the picture of the emaciated, 5-year-old Yemeni child that we are helping to, starve that country, you would be against imperialism too. Okay. And so, yes, I am for holding war criminals accountable. I know. And Donald Trump, by the way, would be also on that list because that's another thing that he's done alongside all the personal and financial corruption and crimes that he has done. And so, yeah. But for the Democrats, we all know the answer to the question of why they wouldn't go after Donald Trump in this fashion. And maybe I'm wrong about this. Again, maybe my cynicism is showing through, but I just don't see a situation where this is going to happen, because even though prosecuting Donald Trump would be awesome because, again, he is a criminal, you got politicians that are only thinking about their political careers. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.